lot of people are wondering, how could this happen to someone like Junior Seau, someone that seemed to have so much? Well, Pastor Miles McPherson from the Rock Church is here to help us try to understand. I don't know if it's possible. Thanks for coming in.
It's my pleasure.
Good to see you. You have a unique perspective as a former player and a pastor of a church here in San Diego. Your first impressions when you got the news yesterday.
Oh, I was shocked. I read the text 3 times and kept texting the person back, not Junior Seau.
Right, right.
I just couldn't believe it. He's bigger than life. Physically, his character, his heart, his passion, his love for life, love for people, so there's no way he took his life.
Yesterday, you called him Superman, and to many of us, he was. Yeah.
You know, this is it right here. This is Superman. You know, we all know that. We all know this guy, and he was Superman. He did everything. He was, like I said, he was bigger than life, and there's no way he could be dead.
You know, I've just got to share this with everybody because I told you when you came in the doors. I came into the house yesterday after being out all day yesterday, and the coverage was wall to wall. It all starts to run together after a little while, but your message from the street out in front of his house kind of jumped out at me, and I turned to my wife and I said, that's the message right now. That's what we can take from this. Can you just share with what you were telling folks yesterday?
Yeah, you know, life is more about money, is more than money and fame and being successful even in your job. Faith, family, and friends. You know, reconnect with your faith. What do you believe in that's bigger than you, that's going to outlive you, because life is going to end sometime. Your family, you only have one family. Take care of your family and your friends. When I was walking to his house, one of the reporters here in San Diego grabbed me and hugged me and told me he loved me. And this is a guy I have a casual relationship with, and I told him I loved him, but in that moment we kind of looked at each other and said, okay, stop, let's appreciate who we know and tell them. And so I would encourage people to reach out to their friends and family, like I told you in the back. Yeah. I really appreciate you, but we never really say that.
Yeah.
And in a quiet moment.
Yeah.
You know, life is just too fast. We're always trying to go someplace and do something. Before we know it, it's over. And so we want to tell you I appreciate you too.
And
you know,
you too,
we've
brother.
been here so many times, and we got to take care of San Diego. You know, and this guy, he's a reporter. He's out there talking to San Diego. We have a responsibility to encourage San Diego. There are a lot of people, almost one or more than one a day, commit suicide in San Diego. Yeah. Over 300, almost 400 a year. We have to reach out and extend that loving hand to the people we know, and let people we know, I'm here for you if there's something I can do, because we never know who's hurting and how much they're hurting.
You know, you're a former Charger yourself. What is life like for former players? Here he was in the limelight for so long, seemed to have it all, and even off the field, though, he still had his restaurant and his charity, so one would think that he would not feel alone.
Yeah, the excitement and the adrenaline of football and professional sports or celebrity life is very high. And when you leave it, you search for what can fill that void, and you can't. Even though a lot of people loved him around San Diego, it's different than when they're all in one place at one time screaming. You know, you see 5 at a time, 20 at a time. It's not like 60,000 at a time. And so when guys get out of football or sports, a lot of times they feel, how can I fill that void? And nothing can fill it. And some guys have a hard time in that transition. Luckily, I found what I was going to do next before I left. And, you know, I'm more excited now about what I'm doing when I'm
It's an interesting observation, and it goes beyond even sports. I know I talked to Bill Anders, a former astronaut, Apollo astronaut from here in San Diego, and I joked with him after he got out of the Apollo program. He was chairman of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. He was ambassador to Norway, and the list goes on. And
boring.
I joked, yeah, and I said, what's the matter? Can't hold a job? And he says, well, after you've been to the moon.
Yeah. Well,
and that's who I thought of yesterday when I thought of Junior. After you've been to the moon.
Right. Those are I mean, those are great jobs, but the moon.
Right.
You know, the only place better is, you know, now go to Mars or something.
Right. Right.
And so you have to make a transition where you accept, I'm probably not going to have that high. I'm probably not going to have that level of appreciation. And then move on, and that's tough. Faith, family, and friends.
Yeah, and your heart goes out to him, because here, and we saw the crowds gather in front of his home yesterday. I know everyone's speaking out. If he only knew the people that were there for him and why he felt he wasn't able to reach out, even to folks like yourself, Miles, because I know you knew him personally too.
Yeah, we know each other a long time, and you know, and the key about having friends is not people who will tell you nice things. It's people who you can be honest with, and people who can be honest with you, and you'll listen.
And sometimes when you reach that level of fame, those people are few and far between, which is sad.
Yeah.
Miles McPherson from the Rock Church, and you know what? We
Thanks
appreciate
again.
you,
We do
and we love you
appreciate
for all the work
Thank
you
you.
do.
Thank
We
you.
haven't
God
told you.
bless you.
Yeah.
Let's tell you again
Sincerely
now.
mean that.
God bless you.
You
God bless
too.
you.